Hey guys, so this will be a quick tutorial on how to use the Planet Earth Ultra HD for iRay. So the basic package includes just the Earth and a sample scene subset. So let's go ahead and load the scene. And while this loads, something to note also is by default it loads the lowest textures, the 8K textures. And that's only because so anybody with even a slower computer will be able to load the set. But if you want to switch to the higher resolution textures, you simply navigate to your materials folder and you do that here. And just be sure that your Planet Earth is selected before you can change the materials. Okay, so now that our scene is loaded, let's go ahead and switch to one of our cameras. So as you can see right out of the box, we're getting the same basic shots that we used in the promo images. And that's basically what each of these cameras are for. And something else to note too is this ring. Since iRay is not able to produce a atmospheric effect naturally, we have to kind of fake it, and so that's what this this ring is for. This is that atmospheric effect that you see in some of the shots that I showed you here. So let's go ahead and set up one of those sample shots right now. You'll notice in the sample poses folder, each camera comes with its own thumbnail. So this is the rim camera, this is the surface camera, and this is the aerial camera. These are some of the more difficult shots, so I include preset poses with it. So let's set up this surface shot right now. So the first thing we'll want to do is switch to our surface camera. And you'll notice here I note use light 3 and 4 and Earth pose. So right now the shot doesn't look so good. What we need to do first is, as it says in the notes here, we want to turn on light 3 and 4. So we go to our sunlights and we'll turn off 1 and 2 and we'll turn on 3 and 4. And the only difference between 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 is simply the intensity of the shot. So 3 and 4 is ideal for sunrise and rim shots just because it gives a higher intensity. Okay, so the next step we'll need to do is change our Earth pose to the Southwest California pose. Okay. And one more step, we just need to now load the halo pose. So we'll highlight our halo and then double click on the camera 4 surface shot. And all that simply does is line up the halo to position it properly with the camera. Okay, so now there's just one more step we need to do. We're still running on the 8K textures, and as you can see, it's still a little blurry and it just doesn't look very professional. So let's go ahead and now switch our materials to the 32K. And of course, this may take a few moments to load depending on how fast your computer is. Okay, so it took a couple minutes for the textures to load, but as you can see, it's definitely much improved. Now, just a final note about the textures um, is that once they're loaded, things should speed up a bit, but just getting them into memory may take a little while. As you can see here, even hovering the mouse over the thumbnail takes a minute to load, and that's only because this particular base texture itself is over 500 megabytes in size, um, and even on this bump texture, Daz doesn't even know what to do with it. This one in particular is actually 43K in size, so it doesn't even load the thumbnail. But anyway, don't let that intimidate you. Once they load, it can be you can manipulate the viewport just as you would anything else. Let's switch back here. Turn off our halo. Frame up. So yeah, as you can see, now we're talking. So we can pan and zoom and do everything we normally would in the viewport, but we're still running with super large, high resolution textures. Oh, and one last note. You remember in this particular shot when we had our halo turned on, you noticed a white disk up here in the top of the screen. That's actually a bug in Daz Studio. Or turn lights 3 and 4 back on. So yeah, there it is. This is a bug that should not be visible because I have the render emitter turned off, but because the emitter is behind a transparent surface, which the halo is, it appears, and this is simply just a bug in Daz Studio. So hopefully future updates will take care of that particular issue.